Hey, Go Gilbert, we are here with the one, the only, Jeff Smith with the Smith team at Cross Country Mortgage. Yay! That was a great cue. So we are here talking about the market specifically in Gilbert. So Mike has found some very interesting statistics, and I would love to get your take on them. But first, guess what's happening in Gilbert? Okay, active listings in Gilbert as of just a few days ago, 622. But what's really interesting is we need to look at this same time last year. There are less active listings than there were last year, actually over 200 less listings. So if you're curious how the market's doing, it's great. It is still definitely a seller's market. If we look at listings under contract, 720. As compared to this time last year, there were less houses under contract. Days on the market, 36 days on the market on average. Last year at this time, the average days on market was 49. Fast forward, active listings, what's the price per square foot? $186. Last year, only $173. Jeff, come back to me, brother.
I'm here.
What do you think about these numbers?
Yeah, well, what that tells us, is home price appreciation is a function of supply versus demand, right? So supply is a little bit down right now, and the demand is coming back very quickly, and interest rates are still at all-time lows. So what's going to happen? We're going to see prices continue to go up, and that chart just showed the prices are still going higher.
Well, and obviously we've had COVID, and so none of us knew what was going to happen. First world pandemic I've lived through, and apparently it has not affected the housing market as anywhere I can see. What about you?
Yeah, well, I think it's localized to a certain degree. Like I think other markets in other parts of the country, where markets were really strongly shut down, experienced some pause in the real estate market. But for us in Arizona, we didn't have to go through a horrible shutdown because we had a relatively low case count. So our market has stayed really strong, and Maricopa County still continues to be the fastest growing county in the country, which that drives that supply and demand equilibrium, and that's not going away anytime soon.
Well, and you're right, and we never had to slow down our business because the governor said that we were essential, and I have to agree. Having a roof over your head is important. So that was nice. But I think when people are watching the media, most people watch kind of the national news. And you're right, it's so different. It's like every state, I feel like is their own country because they all have different ways of reacting and different rules and regulations. So we're kind of lucky.
Totally, yeah. I mean, we're very fortunate to be in a highly desirable place to live. We have amazing weather. We have cost of living that's relatively good compared to a lot of other big markets. Tons of job opportunities here. Arizona is clean and safe. It's a very desirable place to live. And our sunshine's not going away anytime soon. So that's going to make our market be strong for a long time.
Yes, for sure. And let's talk about, so we're talking about, obviously, based on that data, it's a seller's market because of inventory so low. But what if I'm a buyer in this market? You mentioned low interest rates. What does that look like?
Yeah, so interest rates are still at an all-time low right now. So if you have excellent credit, you're putting money down, you're going to have an interest rate in the low threes on a 30-year fixed, which, if you're not familiar with what rates are normally at, that's an insanely low rate. Like a 30-year fix, average 30-year fix over the last 35 years is about 6.5%. So that's almost basically half the average. So rates are really, really low right now. This is an incredible opportunity to finance a mortgage and buy a home.
Well, and that's what I say. It's free money, basically, right?
Pretty much.
It's a great time. And so obviously purchasing, but then maybe you have a home, you're not looking to move, but you want to refinance. Great opportunity there too as well, right?
Unbelievable opportunity for refinancing. As you could imagine, with rates as low as they are, everybody in the country is refinancing their mortgage right now. And if you're not one of those people, you should be. If your interest rate starts with a 4 on your mortgage statement, give us a call because you can definitely save on your mortgage. And we're doing More cash out refinances today than I can ever think of a time in my 14-year career. And a lot of people are putting in pools right now. So lots of people are doing a cash out refi to get 50 grand to redo their backyard and put in a pool. And that's a great way to use your home equity to increase the value of your home, make it a better place to live for you, since we're all spending more time at home these days.
Well, and it's true in talking to other industries, pool builders, remodelers, I mean, they've seen their businesses triple. And then I've also heard from people, they had this vacation budget, right? Well, it's not so hard to vacation lately. So then they're like, okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to invest in my home. And
right.
People are spending more time at home.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and people have saved money at record rates during the COVID shutdown that we were in. And so now people have this pent up demand to A, they want to get out and do some stuff. B, they've got more savings than they've ever had. And so you're seeing a lot of people want to spend money, and with everybody spending time at home, my personal view is that taking home equity and using it to improve your home, which is the asset that you're borrowing against, is a great way to use home equity. Now, taking out home equity to go take a vacation or whatever, people have different views on that. But we're improving your right.
Buy a boat.
Buy a boat, yeah. But taking equity out of your home to improve your home and make it more valuable, you basically get a return on that money, and it's a great way to use your equity.
Well, and I just said, Michael, because this has been my conversation with him, like, I want to do some fun stuff to my house. So it's good. I'm glad that we have a third party, because I'm saying it's a great investment into the house. But it's nice to have you, right, say the same thing. Maybe Michael listens to you better than he listens to me.
Yeah, well, I firmly believe it. My wife and I did the same thing. We did a cash out refi in March, and we're redoing our backyard and redoing some remodeling in our kitchen. And that, you make money on that. Like for us, our house on the inside is dated compared to some of the homes that have been selling recently in the neighborhood. So if we bring it up to date with other homes, we probably get, I figure, a 50% return on that money that we're putting into it. So it can be a good way to tap your home equity.
Well, I love that. And I love how you're talking about return on investment. So can we talk a little bit more about a return on investment in real estate?
Yes. So buying a primary residence is what I would consider the best investment every American can make. That is the number one most important investment you should have. The number two investment behind real estate is a 401k or IRA, because you're investing pre-tax money. So if we use a little example here, I've got this example of a $300,000 purchase price. Okay, so you buy a home for 300 grand, you put 10% down. That's 30,000 that you're investing into the transaction. Let's say on average, home values appreciate 5% year over year in Arizona, which today's
is low, right?
That's super low. Like in today's market, we're probably 10 to 15% in most parts of Maricopa County, but we're thinking long-term average here, conservative, realistic numbers. Okay, so if we use 5%, you're gaining 15,000 a year in home equity just from the home's value going up. Right. So you take your $15,000 investment or your $15,000 return divided by your $30,000 investment, which is your down payment. That is a 50% return on investment on the money that you've put into that home for your down payment. That's not factoring in the fact that as you're making your monthly mortgage payment, you're also paying down the balance of the loan. So on a $300,000 transaction like this, every month that you're making your payment, you're paying down the balance of the mortgage about $400 a month. So that's another $4,800 in equity that you're building. So your return on investment is really closer to like 20 grand a year. And so it's really more like 67% return on investment. Now, you're gonna have some expenses and stuff, but you also can write off the property taxes. They're tax deductible. Mortgage interest is tax deductible. And now you have the pride of ownership of owning a place. So really, really good investment to buy a home. The average homeowner has a net worth 41 times the average renter. 41 times net worth. And that's because of this right here. This is very powerful. This is 20 grand a year you're making on top of whatever you're earning in your job.
Well, and I mean, it gives me chills. Like we're in such an amazing opportunity to build wealth. in America. So this is the time if you were on the fence. And one thing that also is true is look at a rental payment as opposed to a mortgage payment. Like you're going to be even paying less if you're just like, I don't care about any of that. I don't care about 50+% return on my money. Who cares? I mean, I don't know why you would say that, but maybe you're like, I'm living month to month and I just want the smallest payment. I don't care about anything else. Well, from renting to a mortgage, you're going to be paying less for a mortgage.
It's true. Yeah, in a lot of cases, you would be paying less for a mortgage than you're paying in rent or very close. And wouldn't you rather pay that money to yourself than pay it to a landlord? I mean, I would much rather do that. And the stats are there to show you that if you own a home, you are going to accumulate so much more wealth over the long run versus renting. Because when you're renting, you're doing that for somebody else, not for yourself.
Well, and that's a great point. So maybe you have a primary residence and you have money and don't necessarily know what's going on with the stock market. We don't have a lot of control over that. Real estate investing, because you will always have a great market for renters. So have someone else pay off your mortgage, right?
Absolutely. That is another very powerful way to accumulate wealth and to build wealth over the long haul. And especially today with rates as low as they are, you can finance an investment property mortgage and get an excellent interest rate on it, have a great chance of that property cash flowing, meaning that the rent is covering the cost of the mortgage and taxes and insurance, because your payment's going to be so low due to the low interest rates. And I'm extremely bullish on Arizona. I think we're going to continue to be a high growth market for years and years to come because we're just so desirable. So this makes Arizona a great place to invest your money when it comes to real estate.
For sure. And, one thing I always like to say is real estate, the market goes up and down, but it never goes to zero, right?
It's true. Every market's the same. It goes up. We have ups, we have downs. But if you take it over the long haul and smooth it out over a long period of time, it's always up. There's little blips along the way. But even for the real estate market this time around, in 2008, that was a mortgage-related financial meltdown, right? So there were systemic issues in the mortgage industry that basically brought down the economy. In today's today's world, the pandemic that we're in, this is a health-related issue, and we saw the stock market really struggle. We've seen other industries struggle, but real estate has stayed strong because I think the real estate market is very, very healthy now after we went through 2008. So it makes it even a better investment.
I love it. Jeff, I love talking to you because you are a plethora of knowledge. You know your stuff. You love Arizona, and I know how much you love Gilbert.
Love Gilbert. It's becoming I call it Gilbert now because it's gone to the next level.
Gilbert. I love it. I love it too. There's just so much going on. There's so much momentum in Gilbert, in Arizona. I see people in other states being, envious of us zonies, and I know why.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, look at what has happened to Gilbert over the last 6-7 years. It's become a hub for social activity, restaurant scene, nightlife, all of that. It's still a family-friendly area, very clean, very safe. It's like becoming the hub for the Southeast Valley. And the Southeast Valley area in Phoenix is a booming part of town. I mean, Queen Creek is exploding. Chandler is really well established, so it's a great place to live. And I appreciate you having me on, Ann. Always love talking to you. Ann and Mike Schude, if you have not worked with them, are among the very best realtors in the state, and especially in the Southeast Valley. This is their neck of the woods. This is their niche, and I would not trust anybody more with my real estate needs than Ann and Mike.
I love it. And you took my lines right out of my mouth. So I couldn't have said it any better than you, Jeff. So you guys, it's Monday. It's a fantastic week. Yes, if you have any questions on real estate, mortgage, you know who to reach out. It's the Schude Group. It's the Smith team. You're handled, right? Absolutely. We're available 7 days a week. Call us anytime. We're here to help. And that's true because we do call you at odd hours. But it's true. Okay, you guys, go Gilbert. Thanks for watching. Any questions, reach out. You guys have a fantastic week. Bye. Bye. Thank you.